Hey there everybody, Packmaster here, and today's video is going to be about the Dark Path Arthur character in Brave Frontier Europe. Now, this hasn't been released to global yet. In fact, I don't think we even have any semblance of the details for this character, because as you saw in the European thing, it doesn't have his stuff registered. Like, this page contains unreleased information. So apparently he's like still coming out or something, but we'll be getting server maintenance. We'll be getting a server maintenance on global, I think at about 10 o'clock, because we're 4 hours behind, question mark, the Europeans' time. So I think we'll be getting some type of update as to whether or not Arthur is going to be here. Yes, see, still no information on Arthur yet. But I'm going to go over what the European server has for him and what I think of him just as a character in general. So I think this character is going to be really good because he's kind of like, I think he's the polar opposite of Lancelot, obviously, because I think these two are the ones that got Omni Evolutions out of the whole Neo Avalon batch. Now, obviously, in Europe, it's called Dream Evolution. I know. Don't comment like it's different in the European version. Yeah, I get that it's Dream Evolution in Europe, it's Omni Evolution in global, and it's something else in Japan. I forgot what it was just off the top of my head. But we're going to be seeing his Lord stats is pretty well rounded. For Lord, I'm only going to cover like the Lord stats for now. You can like pause the video real fast and look at the other stats. But for Lord, he's going to have 8,100 health. Attack, he's going to have 2,800 attack. And for defense, he's going to have 2,700. Recovery is 2,500. Now, obviously, stats will go accordingly. He has some pretty low imp boosts for recovery for imps. You can give him 32 imps for 640 more stat points. And you can give him 34 defense imps for 680. And 35 attack imps for 700 and 32 imps for 1600 HP. So his leader skill is Own Destiny, 40% boost to all parameters, critical boost by 150, and spark damage by 100. Critical damage boost BB gauge by 10 to 8 BC. Now, hold on, let me open up these two things because these two things are actually pretty interesting as well. So, sorry, I'm just turning off the volume in case anything stupid happens, like in case of an advert pops up or something like that, so we don't have to hear it. But his extra skill is called Unwavering Will. And if Caliburn is equipped, which is this sphere, which is still loading, we'll give him 20% boost to attack and defense for all. I don't know if that's for all or if that's all, as like just them putting it there, just to put it there. And adds overdrive fill rate by 20% for 3 turns to BB and SBB. Not bad, but I mean, it's not bad, but it's not bad, but it's not good either. But there's that. And if the Grail is equipped, boost attack by 50%, critical damage, and spark damage by both 100, and BB attack by 100. Pretty good. His Brave Burst is actually pretty simple. As you can see here is all of this. Now, sorry if it's not like legible on the output, which I really do apologize, but I'll be reading it off. The Brave Burst is Thirst for Revenge, which is a 22 combo light attack on all foes, boosts critical hit rate by 60% for 3 turns, and boosts attack by 130% for 3 turns. That's not good, in my opinion, because we already have Eriki. We have, I think, Avant. You have Eriki, Avant, I think Azurai, and I forgot what other unit boosts critical hit rate in global, but that's not really good critical hit rate. I think it's Kalon. I'm not sure if it's Kalon. I might have to check that. I'll check that later because somewhere on my 2 accounts I have Kalon. His SBB is Legendary Anger, which is a 30 combo light attack on all foes, including Sparking combo, which I don't know what that means. Increases a boost attack by 130%, critical hit rate by 60, so pretty much the same as his BB. Fills on BB gauge to max, kind of like Tasers does, like it just boosts his stuff. His own gauge to its max, and it adds a chance to cast double BB, SBB, and UBB. Okay, forget what I said about him sucking. That's actually pretty good because I think that works like... I think it works like double attack, where if that chance procs, you can do 60 hits. Don't take me fully on that, but I think that's what that means, which is actually pretty good. And 20% is not that bad because stuff like that kind of procs, not so common, but it's, you know, not so bad. It doesn't show up. It's just, it's going to take a while for it to show up. So imagine putting this guy, if we had him on global, if they're not going to, I think they might change these for global. So this is just the European version. So please, when the global version comes out, I'll make a video on that. I'll make like an update to that. But his UBB is Ultimate Treason, which is a 35 combo lead attack on all foes, including sparks, and damage is relative to remaining HP, which can be good or bad. So if he's like really low on health, it's going to be really bad or good. If it's really high, it's going to be good. And he boosts attack by 300, spark damage by 150, critical damage by 200 for 3 turns, which is pretty good because you get those damages up, but a lot of other characters already have a way better spark damage and crit damage. Don't get me wrong, but I think Kalon is the largest in the game besides... Hold on, let me go back over here real fast. Sorry. Besides... somebody else. I can't remember who, but someone else. But sorry about that. And that same thing from the SBB, the double BB, SBB, and UBB, but instead it's by 60%. So that means this guy can do... Imagine putting this guy up with frickin' Rahotep. Like, if you get that double turn, like when he comes out for global, you get that double turn. Oh god, is my mic on? Okay, good, my mic's on. Sorry, I just saw like the mic thing is muted, but I keep forgetting I have it labeled as Blue Yeti, so I do apologize about that. But imagine putting this guy up with Rahotep, and some other character that can have a very high spark damage increase or crit damage increase. Something like Eriki, Azurai, Avant, or Kalon, you know, one of those characters, or Ensatea. Like, imagine putting this guy on that team with that double BB-SBB. Like, that would be fucking nuts, because you have characters that can pretty much do a shit ton of damage with the BB and SBB, like Fan Feng. If you guys haven't been checking like my Instagram and stuff, they do like 5 million hit points worth of damage, and if you can pull that off twice, then they can do a lot of damage along with, you know, this guy. But his SB skills, for 10, you get a boost attack by 30%. You get a boost defense by 50% when BB gauge is full for 10. I don't see why you'd have the BB gauge full max, you know, increase the defense, but if you want that, you can have that. But next is, what is that? 60% boost to spark damage, which is not that bad. Attack boost, you get a elemental weakness damage, I should say, boost by 60%. Not that bad, especially if you're fighting a mono dark team or something like that. If you're when he's released to global, we'll see that. So that's pretty good. Enhances SBB's attack boost effect by 30%. So that's what, 160. Not worth it in my opinion. Just getting 160. There's many other units that can do that. Like, let me check. My apologies again. Let me go check back my other account because I have to show you guys this later on. So let me look right here. So I'm just gonna say this right now. What is it? Feng. Yeah, Feng on her UBB can do a lot, and on her SBB she can do a lot of attack boosting too. So I don't think getting that one is worth it. Oh, hey, cool. You know, thanks. Sorry about that, people on the interwebs. sending me messages. I should not have put my phone on the table when it's vibrate because that actually kind of scared me a little bit. Okay, wait, this is actually pretty good right here. Okay, adds BB attack boost for 3 turns effect to BB and SBB. But this is 320, and they just had to make it. They just had to do that extra 100 boost. So if you take the 40 points that you can get, the first one is 30, the second one is 10 points. You can have a 420% boost to BB attack. Which it's kind of funny that they made it that much, but enhances SBB's chance to double attack with double cast by 5%. That's good, especially if you want to have like a really good nuker, but he doesn't have double attack SBB naturally. So since he doesn't have a double attack SBB, which would be like Fan Fang, my apologies, that have like the one AoE and then the one single target. Like it'll say like 28 combo. I'm sorry, let me check this again. Like I'm gonna read this right off the unit. 14 combo powerful earth and water attack on all foes. 10 combo earth attack on all foe. Wait, what? Well, something like that. You pretty much get the point. It's 2 attacks in 1 attack. So let's go back over here. Adds all elements to attack. So I'm assuming by add all elements to attack, they're talking about adding, what is it? Dark light, fire, water, thunder, and earth. So if he's gonna do that, I think he might replace Quaid. No, I don't think he'll replace Quaid because I don't think he will replace like Quaid, Zeruya, my apologies, Zeruya, or Ciara, because I still use Ciara. I just spent 3 gems to reset her SB skills so that I could get all elements on the SBB, because having an elemental buffer, I don't have Quaid, I don't have Zeruya, I don't have any elemental attacker. I have my 7 stars arc, but I don't have I'm too lazy to go out and beat Carnamasta, so I've just kind of been like running around on the Vortex Gate. So eventually I'll get his stuff, because literally, okay, Carnamasta's fight is hard as balls, but when you go from Carnamasta to fighting Dark Arc, it's really simple, because Carnamasta does like all this insane auto kill mechanics, but Dark Arc, if you have proper mitigation, you're gonna be just fine. But in Carnamasta, if you have proper mitigation, you're gonna get fucked in like 10 seconds. So there's that. Now obviously you're gonna be seeing this little thing right here, this little pink thing, this little pinkish purplish thing. That is not in global. That's gonna be replaced with a Metal Mimic. How do I know this? Because the Wonder Mirror Idol, which is what it's called, is an evolution item exclusive to Europe. So certain European exclusive units, like everything in Neo Avalon, is using that Wonder Mirror Idol. Also things like the Badlands unit, Gasolina, Bloody Blink, Crash Belt, Pig Bull, those people will be using those, the Wonder Mirror Idols. Now I really kind of hope that they bring in like all these units. Like, see this guy? Well, sorry. Like this guy turns into Mordred. Like I kind of wanted this to happen. Like we just got all the units, like got all the Neo Avalon stuff. Like that would have actually been pretty freaking sweet. Like this guy, Mordred. You know, I'm just gonna cover this guy too. He's a 7 stars Thunder unit. Lord stats. 6,500, 2,500, 2,400, 1,900. Yeah, Morgana. If you have Morgana or Photon Assault Spear equipped with him, you get nullifies crit damage, elemental weakness damage, and elemental weakness damage. 100% boost to elemental weakness to himself. 400% boost to BB attack. 100% boost of spark damage, and double BB, SBB, and UBB effect for 1 turn to himself, to his Brave Burst, Super Brave Burst, and UBB. Now, his leader skill is called Indomitable, and it's a probable HP recovery, and he absorbs HP when he's attacking. Now, his Brave Burst and SBB and UBB are all really basic. 18 combo Thunder, or basically non-light and dark elemental attack on all foes, 18 hits. A single target, how would I say that? Like non-light and dark attack and Jurassic damage cut on enemies, and fills on BB gauge to max. 25 combo massive thunder attack on all enemies, inflicts all status ailments, and all damage received is reduced to 1 for 1 turn. So if this guy got an Omni evolution, those things would have to stay like the freaking 100% mitigation, which Thing has in Global. Now, obviously, this guy, Mordred, is actually European exclusive. So we will not be seeing him when we get the new Summon Gate or when we get anything else. It will just be Arthur and Lancelot. I'm still summoning for Lancelot. I've done like 4 or 5 summons on my main account. I've done like a handful more on my other account. But other than that, that's pretty much all that covers Dark Path Arthur, the new Omni unit that will be coming out maybe whenever it's finished in the European version, then when it's finished in the global version. But you also have to understand that getting these things localized is pretty difficult, because some people choose to play Brave Frontier Global in different languages. So being able to come up with the exact translations for everything kind of takes a bit. So I see why they probably don't have everything ready for Arthur yet. But that's pretty much it. That being said, guys, be sure to comment, like, subscribe, and just if you enjoyed the video, tell me what you enjoyed. If you disliked the video, you can dislike it and tell me what I can do better in the next video. Anywho, guys, that is it for this video, and this is Packmaster signing out. See you all in the next video, guys. There, everybody, Pack from the future here. So, as you'll notice, in the last section of this video, just as before I cut it off, I mentioned before, when I was talking about Arthur, about his extra skill called Unwavering Will. And I forgot to cover the Spheres, the Grail, and Caliburn. So I'm just going to go over those pretty quickly. Caliburn basically boosts attack and HP by 30%, boosts BB attack by 100% when sparks have exceeded 20, and boosts spark damage by 50 when HP is full. Now, this is not technically a bad thing, but what I really want to see happen is, like a lot of other spheres and other things, I want there to be, how there's dungeons that get you free items. They give you, like in Raid Battle, you get Calamity Cores and Soccer Leaves. But there has to be some way that we can get a lot of these other spheres quicker. Now, obviously, Caliburn and the Grail are already in Brave Frontier Europe. We just haven't really thought of a way. Well, I haven't really thought of a way to actually do anything about it. Like, finding a way to get them. So, notice how the Photon Sword's a 10% parameter boost. But in here, it's 35 Photon Bots. But as we take a little field trip over here, sorry about that little cut. We take a little field trip over to screen 2, which you'll see OBS open, and I am sorry about that. But as we go over here, I'm looking over here because this is where my new monitor is. I forgot I mentioned that earlier as well, that I got another new monitor up here instead of the small one, which is back there. Well, not when I do a vlog again, you'll see it back there. It's a shitty old, like 1280 by something monitor. 1280 by like 2. It's a very bad monitor, basically. It's not 1980 by whatever the fuck. but you know what I'm talking about. Update the spheres so it can load a bit faster too. So you see all the eggs, but on our server, global, you need 50. Gumi needs to fix that. The karma's the same, it's 50,000, and I have 50,000 on both accounts. I don't know what I was doing on there. I was like looking at summons for something, but yeah. Basically, the photon bots over here are 10. And Arendite over here, 1 photon sword, 1 demon shard, 1 evil eye, and 10 lost claws, which are evil eyes and lost claws are, what is that? Raid battle items. Now, demon shard is made from 20 honor drops, of 3 forever bones, and 3 dream stones, and 2 tech gizmo 2s. Now, I'm not really going to go far back into all that, but basically the demon shard is kind of difficult to get because you need to go through a bunch of dungeons. You need to have a bunch of item slots if you're trying to make it just from the start. Now let's take a field trip back over here. So that's the photon sword. That's basically the base for a majority of these things. Now the Grail. You need the Neo Avalon or the backwards Neo Avalon Ultimate Challenge completed. I don't know what that is, and I don't know if we're going to be getting the backwards Neo Avalon thing in Global, but if you remember way back in Brave Frontier Europe and Brave Frontier's history, you'll notice that there's like the 4 fallen gods, not the 4 fallen gods, but Maxwell. I'm going to need to look this up later. But I'm going to show you that it actually existed at one point in time. So basically, you know how they have the backwards name down here? The backwards name was actually supposed to be based off of a certain type of thing where they basically, unironically, flip the reality of the game. So where like Vargas, Selena, Eze, Lance, and Magris, and Atro were bad guys, and the gods, the 4 fallen gods, were actually good guys. Or just main bad guys that we know from Brave Frontier were actually the good guys doing what they were supposed to. Now, so if you remember Fantabulous Frontier, the little animated shorts that they did, is that the Maxwell in that one is the 6-star Maxwell, is the 6th one. Is the 6 stars, one that you get from the trial, I should say. But when she looks in the mirror, the one that comes out is actually the younger version, which is the backwards name Maxwell. I'll show that to you if I can edit that in. Let me just move this over here so I can actually do that. Yeah, see? I'm right. Hang on. Just give me a minute. Give me a minute. This is going to take a while. Because this one doesn't actually exist for us. It existed a long time ago. And I can't even see my stuff anymore. But this is what I'm talking about. Maxwell. I shouldn't fucking get into this because this is just going to make this video longer. But the Grail is a HP recovery spear, which recovers HP when damaged. 40% chance to do so. All status ailments are invalid, which it negates status ailments. Nullifies extra crit and elemental based damage, and 20% HP and 20% rec. So that's actually pretty good because you get that HP boost from the Grail. You get the attack boost from the Caliburn sphere, but you also get another HP, which I kind of find is interesting, but not that interesting because, you know, it's kind of expected for like this unit. Now I'm assuming I'm going to make a prediction right now. I would turn off my fan right now, but I don't want to. But I really make this prediction right now. After May 2nd, so May 3rd, we'll be getting Arthur. But when May 3rd rolls around, we'll be seeing the Grail Caliburn and the Ultimate Challenge type quests be released. Like, see, this is Like, see, these are the maps we have, but this is Neo Avalon. But you get this after defeating Amdal, and this is pretty much it. Now, this I think this is only in Europe. So we fight. I'm just saying the Galahad is fucking amazing because Galahad has. What is it? Galahad has a mana shield. Yeah, Galahad has a mana shield, but it works like Triton's shield. Now, I'm not sure what I think the Photon Bot is what you get for Galahad. And you pretty much get all these other items, but that's Neo Avalon for you. So those cover Dark Path Arthur, Caliburn the Grail, and some insight to the Neo Avalon thing. I'll get into the Reverse Maxwell. I'll get to Reverse Maxwell pretty much almost after this. But with that being said, guys, sorry about the crappy crap right there. But with that being said, guys, Packmaster here. Be sure to comment, like, subscribe. I do apologize for saying this twice in one video again, but I didn't really realize this until I was halfway through getting this edited. So with that being said, guys, see you all in the next video with some more Brave Frontier Europe collaboration news. So see you on the next one, guys.